environment, community is absolutely clear. And the user design processes and social innovation processes based on engaging the consumer, the citizen, and the public, all in the same thing, are all aspects of how artistically inspired and informed processes might be positioned centre stage to structure the right decision-making environment and the mindset for the ecological age. So in this sense, city planning overlaps with the art of curating the city or the art of creating the city in a way. To avoid the simplistic, logical framework analysis which only makes for mainstream standard solutions we're all terrorised by, and which builds on sectors of influence, silos of traditional domains, which prevent change across the board. Here again, a cultural perspective with artists involved with their creative tools might give a changed experience. And the word experience has become central to our way of thinking. Our foremost local all right, what time? 5? 2 or 3. Okay. The term experience has been central to our way of thinking. Dora Scott Hansen has actually said that the cultural policy of the future will have to be based on the sense of experiencing in the sense of effarum as a continuous interactive process that provides meaning to the individual in several contexts of life. A meaningful experience gives the individual a different outlook on him or herself. And I'll throw the text away, I'll just ad lib. So this experience is the starting point for a meeting place, you might say, between the artist and the audience. This experience is emerging in a new set of values, a new situation. That as a model for actually change might be something where we could start. And you can see these models which are being used. You can see them actually in cultural processes, but also cultural acts, where people are together a longer time, which are nurtured, which are curated, which are moduled, and give this possibility of actually going through a process of change. We don't believe that people could just learn things. We don't believe people could use and ape things. We have to actually go through this physically with our mind and our body, actually experiencing it. And that's where the actual work of the artist, the experience of an artistic experience can be actually changed amazingly. But one thing we have to do first in this transformation process is actually make it very clear from our arts organisations, art structures, which were created as sort of factories of art in the 19th and 20th century. But these models actually have to be deconstructed. Places like this are wonderful, and perhaps with a new director who I know very well and who's actually an amazing person, and perhaps with new times, this might be possible. But this has to be actually worked out incredible, because although the power of the artistic, you might say, community is explicitly with the artists, implicitly with its methods, and also has the belief and the trust of the public as general, because artists cannot do anything unless they are believable, unless they're actually authentic, unless they're actually completely honest and completely upfront. In Iceland, after the dissolvement of many of the national banks, they reconstructed the management systems of the banks, and it decided that in every bank there ought to be a representative from the people. Now, this isn't a political representative, because they don't think the political representatives are any longer representatives of the people. The people who had to actually put in individuals they believed in, they all chose artists. Now, to put artists in charge of a national bank, you might think it's a radical statement or a situation, but actually it's a sign of the times, and the only people that one believes in are artists. So this sense of actually truth and facing the truth and saying the truth at the right time is actually implicit. But this idea that we've put this superstructure within our cultural frameworks doesn't allow this to happen. Institutions like this have the potential, have the huge capacity, but the mindset involved in this is actually counterproductive. And actually inhabiting the arts, the artists and art as such, play its role as a cultural forum, as a democratic forum in questions like this. And this is perhaps the greatest agenda we need to look at. So, all right, let's leave it at that then. It's kind of 2/3 of the way through, but I think you got the idea. Okay, thank you.